Good morning, welcome to Bars and Bells. My name is Lauren.
And I'm Ian.
And this is the morning, or the afternoon, or the evening, because it's any time in the archive, but it's the body weight workout. Here live at 8 a.m. on Saturdays. This week we practice our kettlebell skills, we practice our bar skills, and now it's time for the body weight practice, where we'll work on our wrist prep, our crawls, and eventually work to upside down today. Let's get started with a nice body weight warm-up, and then we'll get into the fun stuff.
And as part of that handstand progression today, do you have that wall? We'll be using that wall in the back to assist ourselves finding that midnight time. Because last week, without Lauren, my legs were at 10 o'clock. So this week, I need to find out where that upright midnight position is. Let's start, as Lauren has said, with that body weight warm-up. Let's go palms forward. Elevate the shoulders as a shrug, and lightly pull those armpits or shoulder blades down. Repeat again. Elevate or shrug, and push down. As far as our kettlebell class goes, avoid the shrug. But for today, handstand shrugs are great, but let's just let those return. Then retract those shoulder blades together, and then keep the hand steady and push the shoulder blades around the ribs or forward. Repeat again, a retraction, stable at those hands, protraction or forward, and lastly, retraction, and rest. I like to adjust my stance every now and then, so you're welcome to do the same. And now at the head or the neck, doing our figure 8 shape. It starts with our gentle chin tuck. Then we'll scrape across one of those clavicles to look towards the shoulder. Then go up towards the wall, end up in the middle, and do a chin tuck right down back to the top of the sternum. Repeating the other way. A rotation. Up to the wall. Wall turns into the ceiling. And then right down through the middle, back to level. Then reversing, extension first, lightly pull down on the front of the neck to assist and stabilize the up. Then we'll rotate and chin tuck and find the middle. Same commitment to pulling down on those scalenes or the front of the neck as we extend up. And then the rotation to the side, a chin tuck, back to the middle, and reset your head on the horizon. It's one more movement from me from standing here, and we'll try to do that same figure 8 shape through that rib cage or T-spine. Keep those hands in tight, as if to hold an apple at your chin and sternum, a little chin tuck. Then from there, it's that flexed forward shape through the upper back, and then a rotation, followed by a side bend to the back corner, and an up and over action to center. And then that flex or forward shape right down the middle. A rotation the other direction, a side bend there as well, and up and over to the back, and just reset the ribs and hips to connect. Now hold on to that apple at the chin, but extend through that upper back or T-spine. Then we'll rotate to a corner, we'll side bend to that corner, flex or round forward, pulling down on those abs as if climbing a rope as we extend up. Up turns into that back rotation, then a side bend the back there as well. And then lastly, that circular shape back to the front and pull down the abs to extend the T-spine. And then let it shake out in the middle of all those awesome ranges. That's it for me for now. Pass it on to the foot prepper.
That's right. We have to bend those toes today for our crawls and as well get ready for those handstand push-offs. So we'll get to that demi-point position and then we'll do our double rise and control the down. Do that 2 more times each side. Our knees and ankles are pointing forward. We're keeping our rib cage over top of our hips, and those legs are nice and straight on landing. And then this time we'll do our point, our land, and we'll add in light knee bend, sending the knee towards over the toe. Then today we'll stay down here, but we'll peel up the foot, and we'll place down the other one. And then we'll keep on those bent legs and peel up a heel and place down the other one. Trying to stay nice and steady, the same height here. We have that light tip of the tailbone to the back wall or those cat hips. One more time. Let's stay on that rise. Press back up out of that and then control the down. Whew, that was a lot more work than I expected.
Glad I didn't have to talk through that one. Yeah.
Great. Next, let's take those legs and lightly open them up, exploring our ranges in our hips. As we open, we externally rotated to stand in that V position with our inseams facing forward. Our legs are nice and straight. We'll do a weight shift or a transfer, but we're not avoiding that tipping position. So with our weight transfer, we'll point a leg to the front, and then we'll turn the leg in and we'll turn the leg open. We'll keep the leg open as we draw a nice long circle, sending it to the side. Once it's at the side, turn the leg in again and turn the leg open. Once it's open, flex the foot, hold a light balance for a second, and then keep the leg straight as it returns underneath. Transfer weight to the other side and repeat. Point to the front. From the hip butt cheek, turn the leg in. Turn the leg open, inseam forward. Send the leg to the side, keeping that open position. Once there, turn in again, stay tall on the standing leg, turn open, flex the foot, pull the leg straight underneath. We'll rotate those feet back to our parallel position and come down to the floor for those not hips, these other ones, the wrists. Send the knees towards over the toes, peel the heels up. As we descend here, land softly on the floor. Extend the hips through, and then
to those hands. As you enter that handstand or crawling patterns today, think fingertips, callus lines, full hands. So following Lauren's lead, it's fingertips, calluses, and full hands. Screwing in from the shoulders so that the blood donation trends towards forward. And then from here, it's that first knuckle push-up as the palm lifts, but those knuckles and fingers stay heavy, and then slowly return to the ground. I like to step back a little bit to make that a little bit more challenging. To make it a little easier, as we do a couple more here, we could regress this exercise towards against the wall. But it's important, again, to feel the tension with the fingertips and calluses onto the ground, and to keep those elbows straight, and to keep your core tight. And to breathe, you gotta breathe. Then we'll do that one more time and push the floor away, that we extend. This next drill aims to find that balance point that I was alluding to earlier with that midnight, where we can use the fingers to help us. So we'll quarter turn the hands, fingers, calluses, full hands on the ground, and I'll push towards Lauren on my right, shifting my weight to the left. Then push to the left and shift to the right. For those hockey players in the bunch, it's like pushing off of one post to go to the other side of the net or crease. Maybe I shouldn't talk about hockey because I've never really played it. But
goalie,
it's that idea to push one way and then the other. I thought it was more appropriate to talk hockey than physics, but it's that opposite action, reaction, and then shake. The one more wrist prep thing I like to do is that gorilla fist, where we'll land on those peace sign knuckles, keep those armpits low. The closer the hand to the knee, perhaps the easier the stretch, and we'll open fingers and flexing over the wrist. Lauren can get to the floor there. I can't quite from where my hand is, and it's okay. And we're going to push down into the knuckles to return to stack. Same thing other side where the fingers open, and we can flex over the wrist and then push into the ground to stack. Repeating again over the wrist. That's a stretch. Then that strength piece we're always looking for is being able to stack it back up. The final one here, flexion over and press down to get strong. Now let's just quickly revisit a conventional wrist extension position like your planks and push-ups and down dogs and crawls. And hopefully that feels a little bit warm as we continue our warm-up. So I'll do one more thing here as we push the floor away, extending the hips. And either from a tall kneel position or in a lunge, let's work on that shoulder circle, just like Lauren did in the hip. It's that ball and socket, and we want it to be able to rotate. Elevate one shoulder and gently place it down. Then reaching down and away, keeping the elbow straight towards your overhead position. It's okay if it's only parallel. It's fantastic, means that we can do more handstands if it's up ahead. And then keeping the elbow straight, it's that rolling or articulating in the socket as the hand or thumb turns down. Ultimately, that pinky is forward, and retract or pull the shoulder blade back as the hand comes forward. Elevate, shrug just to feel the difference, and armpit down. Then return that arm to the back, like a spinning lock in key or key and lock. Open, return that arm towards your overhead position, and again, find those armpits and lats to return back down to the hip. Stay or switch your stance, and let's repeat the same thing on the other side. So nice long fingers here, and elevate the shoulder and down. Then, like Lauren did there, it looked good. The arm can go towards overhead. Now think of the ball and socket of the shoulder as it rotates the ball in the socket, and we navigate to the back with the thumb facing up and the pinky facing forward. Retract or pull the shoulder blade back to have the hand return to the hip. Shrug or elevate, but for right now, let's pull that shoulder blade low. An extension of the shoulders reaching back, straighten the elbow. Open up in a rotation. Keep that armpit low for now. Return the bicep, elbow towards the ear, and continue back down through the middle. And shake. Maybe that's called a windmill, but there probably will be some degree of taper or out to the side. Stay strict with those shoulders. Let's continue with what Lauren has next.
Let's explore that plank tension, getting our core fired up. We'll first do a plank, and then we're going to flip over today and practice our banana or our hollow hold. So hands are under shoulders, toes are tucked, hips are going to lift. Right now, it's just about exploring and getting your body nice and filled with tension. So grip the floor with your hands and toes. Squeeze your butt cheeks, pull your kneecaps up to make tension through your legs. Brace your abs, but be able to breathe underneath. Pull your shoulders down. Hold, but keep breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2, then knees down softly. Let's flip over onto our back and explore that hollow position from the floor, getting the core fired. Get ready for some quiver abs here. With our knees bent, feet flat on the floor, we'll slowly progress this, and you can always pause along the way at the step that's right for you. Right now, we have that little mouse in the house behind our belly button or in our low back, and we're going to keep him there the whole time, so don't squish him. By connecting the ribs to the hips, we'll lift our shoulders and head off the floor, initiating that movement from our core, but not our head neck. Arms are out to the side, palms are face up. You could stay here, or you could lift one leg up, or you could lift 2 legs up. You could stay there, or you could extend one leg away from center, and then the other, or you could extend both legs long and away from center. Holding here, legs are tight together, feet are pointed. We're quivering already and we're breathing. We could extend those arms towards overhead as well, but that puts the mic up into my neck, so I'm going to keep my arms here. Let's breathe and hold for another 5, 4, 3, 2. Everything comes back to center, and then gently relax. We'll flip over, make our way back to standing, but then tune in for some more crawls.
Excellent.
Let's get ourselves up to standing with no hands. However you can, that's smooth and safe.
Excellent. And from standing, it's a little bit of squatting exercises. Let's progress that with a little movement clock first. Pull up to the ankle and point. Oh, there's a little bit of something different with our movement clock today, by the way. Land toe ball heel.
Can't wait.
And pull yourself forward. Now take that back leg and pull it off the ground to return under your hip. Then return that leg to the back and push forward to return. Now same thing towards that diagonal. My same leg goes front, opens to the diagonal, point. Land toe ball heel. Pull yourself over, and now pull that back leg off the ground, and then put it back and push forward to come back to that center position. It's one more time on that same leg to the side. Front, side, point, land toe ball heel and pull. And now that leg is done enough. And now it needs to recoil as you pull it back in. And then it can land out to the side or the center again and push together. Yeah, both of our feet kind of ended up in that V shape, and that's okay. Maybe address front or stay in the V, and now same thing to the front.
Other leg?
Other leg, excuse me. Front, point, toe ball heel. Just like the handstand entry, the front knee bends, and now pull that back leg off, then reach it to the back and push forward together. It's the same thing front, diagonal and side, toe ball heel, pull the leg off, reach it back, push and assemble, and then knee front, then it lands to the side. That straight leg's done enough. Now let it recoil in and reach it back and push together. And shake. Some nice weight transfers there, and you can apply that to sports. I won't speak ill of any other sport today. Practice, I promise.
Let's get back to the floor and practice our oh my goodness, let's practice our elephant as well as the tripod position. So there'll be double duty here. We'll use our hinge to get ourselves down. And first we'll pause in our plank position. In that plank, let's just hold for 3 seconds with high tension. Then we'll lift our hips up into our A-frame or that elephant shape. Right now, you might have a slight knee bend as those hamstrings are just warming up, but prioritize the anterior tip of the hips or the tailbone towards the ceiling as you're here. Don't worry about pressing your heels to the floor, but instead think about straightening your knees by driving the femurs up towards the sky. Pull yourself back to your plank. Hold 3, 2. This time with you to your elephant, let's take away a leg, reaching it long and pointing it up. We're breathing, staying square in that A-frame shape again, and then pull yourself through. Hold the plank for 3, 2, push the floor forward, flick the leg. That long leg up towards the ceiling is nice and straight, and your hips are square to the floor. One more time each side here. You might not get that leg as high as you want by keeping the hips square, but it's better practice for that handstand versus opening up. If you open up in that handstand practice, 3, 2, one more time, you'll fall to the tip to the side, so keep the hips square. We'll end in our plank and hold, fingers heavy, cheeks squeezed, abs braced, then lift the hips one more time, bend the knees, walk your hands back into your hinged position with a nice long spine, and push the floor away to stand up nice and tall.
Okay, more crawls to come as we continue to warm up those hands and shoulders and cores and all body parts. If any of those drills that will come after that are a little bit too aggressive, always feel free to come back towards working on the A-frame, or maybe just the hollow hold in the plank, or working on that shoulder mobility. They're all great examples to progress our practice here. Let's open up now to that V and a little bit wider in our squat stance. Weight transfers from here as we pull ourselves down in a squat, and as we stand up, straight legs together on the floor. Then pull up to the ankle and point, land toe ball heel. Same thing, other side. Straight legs assembling together. Find the ankle, point the leg, land. This time, find a single leg base of support, cramping that standing leg. Then point and land, and same thing then on the other side. Point, stay that nice low position, or find that knee with the toe point and the knee side and straight and land and up to that knee. Maybe that balance aid is at the side. One more time each side here. We'll find the knee. We'll keep things nice and strict and level and extend the leg, and then have a little straighten for a core hold, and keep that standing leg through or hips extended, and then find our squat. Power up and shake and wiggle it away.
All right, I think it's time to get into our kick-ups.
Right away.
Well, based on the timeline.
Okay, right on.
Because we want to finish with our wall climbs today. So let's get started with our tripod entry today. We'll go in this I go, you go pattern where we'll practice a couple kick-ups each. Join one of us, rest with the other one. Right now in our tripod entry, our hands are on the floor. We have 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Our shoulders are stacked over top, and Ian's going to start with little baby air. So just trying to get his feet just off the floor. First telling his body we're working towards upside down, and then progressing to some bigger air and maybe some hang time. Right now, again, it's about the kick up. So how much power do you need to get yourself upside down? Just enough, not too much that we go too far over. Last one or so. So the 4 to 8 reps in this warm-up set here.
Right on. So as Lauren sets up, it's fingers, calluses, hands, and those shoulders are stacked over top. Baby airs or
I didn't
just
really start with baby, sorry.
start low. It looked good. It's not that it was wrong, but start with those nice low examples, climb the ladder, and find that midnight position I was aspiring for, like right there, as from last week. Breathing, holding, celebrate those happy accidents of getting yourself upside down.
It wasn't an accident.
No, I know. That looked really good. It looked good. So let's do 2 sets of that. So one more time.
And we'll practice that tripod one more time, and then we'll switch up our entry next time here. Again, hands are gripping the floor, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Use that toe to push the floor away. And if you're nervous to go too far, keep that second leg out towards the back wall, and that'll always pull you back down. Remember to breathe. Keep those shoulders stacked. Keep the elbows straight. We are looking at the floor right underneath of us. When we get a little better, we'll start looking behind us, really create that line. But for now, spot the floor.
That's right. I spot the floor often in these movements. On the wall, I probably will face the wall. So Lauren again has those heavy fingers, awesome straight elbows, and maintain your breath. Essential to breathe through this. I think Lauren just did even a scissor switch there, which is a nice progression you can add as well. But that cantilevered leg out the back will help you, at least prevent you, at least theoretically, from going feet over head. So that is Lauren's favorite way to do the handstand entry. Mine is like this.
So that step in entry, shake out those hands as we wait. place your arms over your head with your team Ian and think back to that hollow position on the floor. Before you get in there, you're in that hollow position. I like to think about getting up and over a little fence here, and we're stepping into our handstand. In both of these entries, we've been practicing taking off of both feet. So should you. It's harder, but it's better for everything. So with that alternating entry, we have to absorb the floor, as we talked about so many times today. Fingers, callus, hand. We don't want to pummel into the floor here.
No smashing on those wrists. Take care of those wrists. They're so important for us. So scissor switches right away. Maybe challenge those baby airs and play with your favorite, but also add those varieties to become more resilient. And it does make it better. Even if it's your least favorite, it makes your favorite better. That was convoluted, so I'll be quiet and just watch Lauren here because it looks so good.
I wasn't really listening.
It's definitely good. It's probably better you weren't. And just holding your time there and shake. We said 2 sets of each. Let's just finish off one more time here in that handstand step-in.
So team Ian, going ahead for round 2 of those step-in entries. Breathing. Another thing I want you to think about when you're doing your step-in entry is that to stand back up, you're pushing the floor away. So as you come back down, yet you push the floor away to get back to tall. Again, practice taking off both legs. How much power do you need for this one? We'll practice that time upside down on the wall and at the end.
I said no more sports analogies, but I'm more comfortable using the basketball one. Like shooting a basketball, finish with your hand in that cookie jar, push the floor away.
I will say though,
use the whole body.
You don't have to be good at basketball to do handstands.
You don't. No, you don't. Lauren's not good at basketball. She's great at basketball, at least with a kid's ball. Here we are. We're doing handstands and we're having fun here, of course, so thank you for joining. And if you are just watching, drinking that coffee, perhaps hit the subscribe button and tell us what you think about Lauren's awesome handstand, because that was pretty good too. 1 or 2 more as you can. Lauren alluded to that 4 to 8 repetition count. Keep it fresh. There's still time to play on that wall. And I'm just gonna go there right away here as I do look at the clock. 30 minutes goes by awfully quick here on a Saturday.
All right, so that wall activity we're doing today, oftentimes you see people facing away from the wall and kicking into it. That is a fine activity, but we are going to face the wall. And the reason for that is you can work on getting your nice straight line, working on that core, lifting up to the sky. So you're going to climb your wall and you're walking towards it as close as you can get today. We're holding about 15 seconds this first round, so in 3, 2, you have to save room in your energy stores for a safe dismount.
That's right. Choose your dismount before gravity chooses it for you. And taking your time, and I, again, was pretty flush with that wall or straight up and down. You might find yourself on that angle, and that is okay too. It might take a lot of strength to walk yourself back and that flexibility through the ribcage T-spine. Lauren's already there for 5 seconds, so let's go maybe 10 more, and we're breathing. And those toes are pointing, and she's practicing a nice advanced drill there of gently pulling off the wall and then finding the wall. Pull off the wall, find the wall, and take your time.
I counted my own Mississippis.
Let's give those hands a little bit of a break and return to our squats, this time on a single leg. So pull up a single leg to the ankle. We're sitting down just like in Lauren's chair squat warm-up. Now straighten the leg out front, return it underneath, and push the hips through, both of them, but namely the one you're balancing on, all the way to tall. Same effort as we go down, and we'll extend the leg out front and push the hip through with the leg out front this time, and then return it to the ankle. For one more on that leg, let's take it to the front, high tension ankle of your choice, and can you get to your safe low? Pretty awesome. And then push that hip through, return the knee bend, toes touch, amazing control, and through. Same thing now, other side. 3 repetitions, and feel and stay at that progression that's ready for you. Down on a squat, single leg extension out front, pull it underneath, hip through. Repeating. Knee down, leg out, keep it there, and push. Now return it for a second, put it right back out there, take your breath, take your time as you get down to your squat, and then all the way up, under. Finish like that's easy, but we both know it's not, so take your time with those progressions. I'm going back to the wall.
All right, we'll add 5 seconds to that climb if you'd like, but if not, come down earlier. So about 20 seconds on the clock in 3, 2, 20's on the analog clock. As you walk yourself back, we're getting closer to the wall. That verticality, check that word out. Getting our shoulders stacked over top of our wrists, hips over top of shoulders, and feet towards over top. Oh, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Good.
1.
Gravity told me to come down, and I'm going to respect that for today. So shake it out in between, and it won't always go according to plan, but give yourself the space to have that safe out and also the confidence to bail because it doesn't always go the way you want. But here we are. Lauren's upside down for about 20 seconds. I can hear her breathing. The hands are very active. They're moving just a little bit, but those hand balances will help the handstand. Surprise, surprise. And here, take a second and let's go one more time on that squat. This time, knee front and then knee to the side. We'll do our single leg squat and reach it out there and hold. Then bend it underneath and push the hips through. Same thing as the down, leg out to the side. Now lift that leg higher because we stand higher. Return and point. This is a toughie. Down on that single leg squat. Up and then up and under, together and down. And that right there was inspired by a gymnastics video that we watched last night. Don't even know the move of it. The one where I spin on the beam.
Dragon, maybe?
Oof,
like a
crazy.
This one?
Absolutely crazy. So not that we're practicing that, but there's always inspiration. So here we go. Leg front, leg side. Go down in your squat. Extend the leg, point toes. Bring it back underneath, and then hips through. Back down nice and low. Extend the knee. Keep it straight as we extend through. And just bend the knee. And that'll give Lauren a little bit of room. And point out to the side. And take your time as you get too low. And then help yourself back up. And a shake. It's about that time in our practice where we have the ultimate amount of fun, staying safe, of course, in our minute of amazing handstand skills. Maybe you spend 1 minute on that wall, or maybe it's 1 minute in your down dog, your plank, or slowly grooving that overhead range. Together, we'll be doing our handstand. So Lauren, count us in.
We'll go in 5, 3, 2, 1.
Awesome, Lauren. I'm gonna go to the wall today. So we'll slowly walk yourself up, take rest in between, but try to fill about a minute worth of work.
We have about 30 more seconds left here.
And just because it's quiet doesn't mean we're not working.
15 more seconds. I was here, busy. Wasn't here last week. It's feeling that.
Ooh.
I'm fine.
No help required. I'm fine. Excellent. So taking that time, my body's saying that that's a good amount of work for today, and we'll shake it out.
That was a full minute though, so if you're still up there, come on down.
Come on down. And if you were up there for that full minute,
Good for you.
send us a note. What did you do that we can learn? Because we continue to learn week after week together here and with you. So thank you. Subscribe, like, share, send us a note. And visit the website where you can sign up for the link letter sent every 2 weeks with updates and tidbits of information for health and wellness, as well as visiting our Patreon, buying some coffee, supporting a local charity, and of course, coming back next week.
On Tuesday, we're with the kettlebell, and on Thursday, we practice at our bar, and we're back here next Saturday. Until the next time, take care,
Stay strong.
and we'll train soon.
Have a good day.
Goodbye.